Okay guys, so we have a situation with cable wrapped around. Springs are intact, they are not broken, and the other cable is on over there. So how we would do this is we will vice grip one side, and then you're going to vice grip the other side just so it's here and holding the panel up at a, basically try to get it even as best as possible. That side's a little further down. I'm going to readjust the vice grips on this side. All right, so you're going to loosen up your set screws right here and right there. You're going to loosen that up with the door in the open position. Okay. Normally tube will stay put as long as you got that other cable on and the springs on. Now you're gonna take it out and you're gonna unravel all of this. Get it all unraveled. Give me 1 second. I needed 2 hands to undo that. Now that the cable is unraveled, make sure it is still on the bottom bracket. I like to call this a nipple, but the loop is still there. Make sure you check your cables, make sure there is no corrosion, rust, or anything. The panel has rust, but the cable's fine. What you're gonna do, and I'm gonna need 2 hands for this, so this is what makes this job kind of difficult, recording and everything. I'm gonna invest in a GoPro eventually so I can show you guys this a little bit better. But you're gonna put your cable back into the slot right there, and then you're gonna wrap it around. Let me see, hold on. Okay, so cable in. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna wrap to make sure that the cable gets in the groove. Wrap it around nice and tight. Make sure you're pulling good tension on the cable and the drum as best as possible. See, that one got out of this groove. So just make sure they're all in the groove if you can. Once you get it, oops, not in the groove right there. Put that one back. And of course, your cable, once you reset the door, you get the door going up and down. Once this cable is tight, any little imperfections of the cable not going in the grooves, it will fix once it goes completely up and down, but definitely do it manually. All right, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure you pull tight, get your ratchet. My arm's gonna be right in the camera, so sorry, but make sure you're gonna tighten this. All right, as you see, cable is nice. Oh, you guys can't see. As you can see, cable is tight, but you want to tighten the other side as well. So that one's tight. Make sure this one's tight. You guys are taking a first class course into me doing this without editing. Oh my gosh, I gotta get it to come around just a little bit more. And now working in these tight spaces though too, sometimes you can't get it on there. So what you should do ta-da! 7/16. I'll do that. Like that. Make sure it's nice and tight. Anyway, so cable's on, nice and tight, at least for right now. And you're gonna wanna grab your bars. Grab your bars. I magicked them here, and I magicked the dog here. So as you guys can see with the door, because that cable wasn't set 100% correct in the open position, that now you have light here. So the next step you're going to do is you're going to want to backwind your spring, which you just basically take your bars here. Hold on. So with backwinding, you're going to put your bar in. You're not going to loosen up the set screws, but you're going to push up on the bar. And when you push up on the bar, you can see the door goes down. It goes down. Or another solution to this is go ahead and take your set screws loose, but leave your bar in. I'll show you guys that. So now the set screws are loose, but the bar has all the tension of the spring resting on this bar, resting on this strut right here. Right? And door is still not all the way down, so you got to do it to the other spring. You come here, just do the same thing. You're going to put your bar in. Always put your bar in first, and then you're going to loosen up the set screws. So as you see, this one, all the tension is still on this. I took no turns off, maybe a quarter turn, but rest against here. Set screws are loose, cables are loose on the drum, but that is completely sealed now all the way across. And you're going to reset your drums, this side and that side. And you're going to reset your cable. So what you're going to do is, I showed you in a couple other videos, that you get your cable tightened. You're going to get your set screws tightened, get your cable on your drum, pull it tight, tighten your set screws, and then you're going to use your vice grips to hold the bar. That is all this vice grip is doing, is hold the bar, because if not, when you tighten this down and you go over to your other side, the cable will just become loose. So this is holding the tube and the cable to stay tight. That is the only reason for this. And I'm getting to the right hand side, which is the black cone side. This tension is pretty good without me even doing anything, because it was already pulling up on there. So now we're going to put tension back on our spring, take our winding bar out, and test the tension. Once you put your turn back on, you're going to use your ratchet to set the set screws down, and once you're good and you know that spring is tightened again, you can take your bar out. Okay? Always be safe. And then we're just gonna go do it to the other side. I always put on like 1 or 2 turns extra, just in case. If the door is a little heavy, you always want to put on that extra turn. And once again, make sure your set screws are nice and tight with your ratchet, and make sure your spring is held on with the tension. Take your bar out, and then remove that. Always remember to remove your vice grips, because if not, when you take the door up, it will stop the whole door. And always, always, always lubricate your doors, man. Always, because this door most likely has no lubrication on it, so it's running really rough. And you want to make sure the door is lubricated, balanced. Check everything over with your service. And the door is working. Got it nice and lubricated. Still a little noisy, but works. And then this bottom rubber over here, she didn't want to replace today, but you could offer that with your service as well.